Our clothes, as a mirror, reflect the history of civilization. It is more than a second layer, as nowadays, fashion and style became the way of self-expression. Seeing deep symbolism in surrounding material things, speaking via things and rituals is absolutely in Kazakh style. That is why the history of national costume is an incredible world, exposing our mentality.
Men were the first to wear jewelry. Tumar for Barack Obama. 3 kilo of jewelry.
Both women who are fans of jewelry brands and just girls who love jewelry are probably unaware that in the history of mankind, men were the first to wear jewelry. Men wearing jewelry in fashion catwalks is one thing, as it is perceived as part of the image. Another thing is when it is worn as part of an everyday outfit. However, initially everything was different. So how did the first jewelry worn by men look like? Why did Kazakh people pierce their sons' ears? Did nomads prefer gold or silver? In the primitive communal system, the main source of human habitation was hunting, and most often this duty fell on men's shoulders. Only the strongest, dexterous, and courageous could succeed in hunting, and of course, fellow tribesmen had to see the winter. Men used teeth, horns, bones as accessory as the way of attracting congeners' attention, as well as being a kind of guardian from evil spirits, amulets. Wolf, bear, boar's teeth were threaded and worn around the neck, as people worshipped these animals and considered them as a totem. Different nations have different jewelry that protects them from bad energy, evil spirits, and evil eye. Among the Scandinavian people, it is the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir. Muslims and Jews have Kamsa, Egyptians have Ankh. African tribes have masks with grimaces. Uzbeks and Karakalpaks have Tumor, Tajiks have Tumor, and Kazakhs have Tumar. To this day, amulets have an important place in the collections of world designers, transformed into modern chokers and pendants. Fans still remember the pendant with several human skulls of the famous designer Alexander McQueen, which was sold in millions of copies. Undoubtedly, the scandalous British artist knew ancient beliefs, according to which the more teeth, bones, stones were in the amulet, the more luck and happiness his master had. Kazakh boy Tumar, protective amulet, has the same sacral significance. Usually, a protective amulet is triangular shaped. It is connected with the worldview of Kazakhs, according to which life is inextricably linked with these three natures, air, earth, and water, without which the existence is impossible. Tumar were hung on beautiful chains and decorated with pendants made of precious stones. Jewelers invested all their craftsmanship in jewelry making. The image of Tumar often appears in the visual arts and becomes a special gift for luck. One such example is the composition with the image of a sacred Tumar presented by Nursultan Nazarbayev to the former U.S. President Barack Obama at the 2012 Nuclear Safety Summit. Tumar as a man's accessory is a common thing, but men wearing earrings is almost shocking for us. Atavism, which goes to the past together with various beliefs. In the days of our ancestors, sons were considered as successors of the clan, future protectors and batirs, warriors, and they were very desirable. Parents guarded them by piercing their ears and putting on earrings. This way, they tried to deceive evil spirits and claim boys to the girls. Kazakh boys wore these earrings until the age of 5, and Uzbek boys wore it until marriage. Only when sons got stronger, parents invited fellow villagers to toy, celebration, and removal of their earrings. This tradition was called Sirkhat toy. If we do not take such peculiarities into account, then of course mostly women and girls wore jewelry. Wearing jewelry was a sign of being educated and noble. Jewelry could tell the age, gentility, and social status of a woman. Girls from wealthy families ordered their jewelry to well-known jewelers. Craftsmen were generously rewarded for their painstaking work, sometimes with flocks of sheep or herds of horses. One of our headdresses, saukilea, which is placed in hermitage, equals to the herd of horses. Even in the Bronze Age, there were a lot of jewelry, especially women's. According to the name of the age, it could be easily guessed that jewelry was made of bronze and copper. Gold was also used for jewelry making. This is evidenced by archaeological excavation, when experts found female temporal jewelry made of 1.5 a skin of gold with bronze inner part. According to experts, the Iron Age was a peak of jewelry art. Archaeologist Gani Omarov took part in the 2003 expedition to study the Shilikta kurgans in the East Kazakhstan region and is still impressed by the jewelry found during the excavations. Beads were made from small fine grains, a tiny hole, where it is difficult to insert even a very thin thread, was made in the middle of it. The hole could be seen only with the help of a magnifying glass. Nowadays, it is difficult to produce such beads, even with the help of modern technology. This demonstrates how skillful Saka jewelers of the 7th and 8th centuries BC were. But this does not mean that craftsmen used mainly gold. On the contrary, silver prevailed as a material for the manufacture of jewelry. At a certain period of history, master zergers reached a level that they invested in their creation history, their ideas about the world order. The most striking example is the golden pectoral, found in the Kurgan Tolstaya grave. The product impresses with the highest skill of execution. It depicts scenes of Scythian life. The lower part shows the fight of real and fantastic animals. The top part depicts scenes from people's lives, their peaceful work and harmonious coexistence with animals. Unknown authors skillfully conveyed a scene of movement. In the lower part tense, dynamic, in the upper smooth and calm. It is not a secret that according to ancient beliefs, silver and its ringing scared off evil spirits. And if we turn to history, we can see that, for example, in ancient Rome, it was strictly forbidden to wear gold jewelry. The Emperor Tiberius issued a decree according to which gold should be worn only by wealthy people. Silver was allowed to be worn by servants who were free from slavery. Slaves had the right to wear only iron rings. Now, everyone has the right to wear what their heart desires. Trends dictate the fashion. The role of the national style jewelry is great, as with their help, well-known designers skillfully complement the beauty and artistry of their collections. Both domestic and foreign fashion designers harmonize their collections with jewelry. Which of these jewelry is the very first accessory for girls? Is it true that girls of marriageable age are given 3 kilograms of jewelry? According to Kazakh traditions, girls and women wore a lot of jewelry. It was an integral part of their image from birth to the end of life. The very first jewelry that the girls put on at the age of 4 were earrings.
Кішкентай кезінен бастап қыз балаларға 3-4 жасынан бастап сырға тақты десек болады.
Celebrations with participation of relatives, neighbors, and villagers were organized specially for this ceremony.
Одан кейін тана дейді. Тана деген
There is also a tradition of tanatagu,
кішкентай бала бір жұмысты атқарып,
which means organizing a party in honor of the child who starts being independent.
шай береді. Сосын жаңағы келіндері сол ауылдың
At the feast, guests give him button jewelry called tana.
тағылатын, өңірге тағылатын түйменің ерекше бір үлкенірек түрі.
With age, the girls changed the types, shapes, sizes of jewelry. A lot was said about shopli, pendants, earrings, and rings. We would like to note one special jewelry, onirjiek. It was a kind of female amulet made of precious stones. It consisted of many silver plates of a quadrangular convex form, connected together by beautiful chains. Bells and cast prongs hang on the lower part of onirjiek. This jewelry can still be found among the works of contemporary jewelers. Nowadays, we often use enamel. Earlier, onijurek was produced in the West Kazakhstan style. But now jewelers use cross-cutting method, painting the stones in different colors. Onir is a clavicle, therefore it is worn on throgs. It can also be worn around the neck. They are also made in different methods. Masters of different regions use different methods, but the essence lies in the hole in the center. Nowadays, onijurek, which is a magical meaning, is becoming quite popular. Artists wear it with stage costumes, brides for marriage. First, the pattern is filled with rhombus, and it is known that rhombus is a symbol of fertility. Hence, it is aimed at the continuation of the genius. Second, it protects beasts from a malefic. Experts argue that cancer is progressing because women do not wear this jewelry. One of the jewelry with remedial properties is koltuksha. There is a koltuksha in the Museum of Arts named after A. Kastiev, a relic of the 19th century. It was jewelry for breastfeeding women. In the regions of South Kazakhstan, one can find koltuksha, made in the Oriental style. In most cases, it was adorned with blue stones. Breastfeeding women wore it for good health, an abundance of breast milk, and to protect the chest from a stranger's eye. At the wedding, a 12-year-old girl was wearing a complete set of accessories: tumar, necklace, earrings, shashbao, bracelets, rings. A lot of jewelry was on her headgear. Clothing and footwear were also decorated with precious stones. If you add up all the decorations of the bride, it will be about 3 kilograms of weight. According to ethnographers, was not the limit. For example, in Western Kazakhstan, rich brides along with dowry received jewelry weighing about 10 kilograms.
Kazakh kızı boy жетіп тұрмысқа шығатын жасқа дейін әшекей бұйымдарын
Kazakh women, depending on her age, wore different jewelry. If before marriage a woman braided her hair with jewelry shashbao, after marriage she wore shashkap.
Әйел адамға кедергі жасамау үшін
That is a cover for hair. It is sewed from velvet and decorated with stones. It was worn to hide the hair so that it does not get in the way.
құлаққа тағатын түрлі сырғалар.
With age, the earrings of the daughter-in-law also changed.
40-тан аса бастағаннан кейін бұл
By the age of 40, the style of all the jewelry started changing.
ірілеу кішкене.
Women began to wear massive rings and bracelets.
Қолда сақина жүзіктердің де стилі ауысып отырған.
In the old age, grandmothers hung keys from the chest of drawers
Шаштарын түбіне тақ қою.
and their silver toothpicks on the tips of their braids.
Одан кейін жаңағы сондай заттарды шаштарына таққан.
Женщины старшего поколения, они носят...
Older women still wear those long dresses, camisoles, and still weave the keys to chests of drawers into their braids.
ключи.
These chests of drawers are used to keep personal belongings and are opened only after a person passes away.
То есть никогда не открывают.
I saw jewelry very often. Women wear earrings because according to Kazakh traditions, not wearing jewelry at all is a sign of mourning. Thus, every female, especially girls, should wear earrings, rings, and other jewelry.
Кольца обязательно должны присутствовать в туалете каждой женщины, но девушки тем более.
From a young age, parents and relatives gifted girls jewelry. For example, when a man asks a woman to marry him, he gives her a ring. In-laws give a bride earrings, hinting that from now on she is their daughter. In-laws also exchange rings.
Мұрын жүзігі деген бар. Қаралап әдісімен жасалады. Семантикасын айтып кетсем.
The mother of a bride gives the groom's mother a ring called kusmurin. By this gesture, bride's mother asks her daughter, future mother-in-law,
Анасына беруі, құдағиына беруі. Бұл менің
to be understanding to her daughter, to be her second mother.
деген сый ретінде беріледі дейді. Кейбір деректерде ол деген қыз деген қайтадан қайтарып бір жылдан кейін
Some facts say that daughter sent the ring to her mother a year later,
менің қалым жақсы, менің балаларым
showing that everything is okay with her and she has a child.
құдағым өсіп жатыр, анашым деген сый ретінде қайтадан қайтарып береді.
Daughter returns the ring as a sign of gratitude to the mother.
Білдіреді екен.
Вместе с тем были крупные перстни.
There were large rings that covered the whole hand. A man could wear them. They were massive, and in fact, they are chronotypes.
В общем-то, хронотопы. То есть
If we carefully examine and decipher, we could see that they display an artistically symbolic reflection of the causing temporary relationship.
временной взаимосвязи.
Masters of the 18th and 19th century drew their inspiration more from the space and the stellar world because there was little vegetation.
Звездного мира, потому что
Thus, they were more interested in space.
их больше волновал именно космос.
Jewelry. Accessories as part of a national costume have always been more than just jewelry. Each of them protected a person and told the story. It was only enough to look at the jewelry and be able to read, and it could tell about the owner, her position, status, and even could tell about the world as a whole.